Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. Hey, you know what the most exciting thing is over here?
hmm
Something that nobody understands. It's tariffs.
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
I've been,
I so here's the thing that I'm in. I kind of stole this George Carlin old comedy bit that he had. You know, I loved America back when we used to still have rights, and I loved some of the privileges we had. The so people don't know what tariffs are, right?
really? I thought
They
I
well,
thought
they don't understand trade period anymore. So
I thought that's like a mandatory question if you're at a hospital and need to collect your child after giving
right,
birth. Like, do you know what a tariff is? If they say no, they're
yes,
like, all right, come back
I
after
know
you figure that out. We'll give you this
you
baby.
you may have to put this in your. So no matter what you do online now, Trump's lower level people, and what I mean by that is under 80 IQ, will target you essentially and
Mm,
have the weirdest arguments you've ever seen. And I don't argue with them. I just go, hey, Darwin, when it happens, I have enough money to cover it. You don't. We'll
yeah.
see how it works out. So people don't understand that. So if you have a $10 item in India and you're
hmm
shipping it over to America, it costs you another 10 to ship it. So it's $20. And then you throw a 25% tariff on that. That's not on the whole 20. It's only on 10, but it goes up $2.50,
hmm
which now I've got 22.50 into that item, which I then have to charge $50 for, cover insurance, warehousing, everything else. They do not understand that they are being taxed. They think
The
you're
hilarity
taxing
of it is
China.
in the example that you gave, people will think that I'm getting taxed for
Right.
something, whereas I'm not. It doesn't affect my life
You don't
at
get
all to send you that.
right. You're still getting $10.
Uh-huh.
Um, so this guy's like, yeah, you liberals just don't understand. And I'm like, no, I actually 40 years of business, import, export. Throughout that 40 years, I do understand. So we used to sell used cars to Egypt, not myself, a friend of mine.
hmm
And, uh, and the import tax on that or tariff was double the price of the car.
Yeah.
So if your car was $5,000, it sold for 10,000. And the reason
hmm
they did that is because they could. It didn't benefit anybody in any way, but you need to get money in to run your government. It is astounding. So then what happens is, so let's say China gets a 10% tax, and now we're talking about Canada for some reason. We're picking on Canada
Hey,
as if they're
I like
sending us.
that. I like that Canada got screwed in this entire deal for no reason. They're probably up there
You,
going like, "What the fuck did we do?"
you know what it is? Trudeau is really good looking, and
Oh,
Donald doesn't like him because he's suave and good looking. Guess what? Donald's never been
mm-hmm.
suave and good looking. He always had money. That's why he landed the odd looking women that he landed. Yeah, it is insane. And so all of our building materials come from Canada. They don't come from here.
Mm-hmm.
And a
Yeah.
whole bunch of our oil comes from even Harold Ham's oil. A bunch of it's up in Canada. And you just go. So I think these are all initial negotiation threats. I am not sold that they're tariffs. He's
Mm-hmm.
just trying to see if people buckle or jump. Like this
Yeah.
is the negotiating position for him.
Ah, dude, he's just doing it like his TV show, Sean.
He's trolling everybody. He is literally trolling everybody. Oh
hmm
my God. So I've always given people the benefit of the doubt, but I think I'm resigned to the fact that really and truly we got a lot of not very smart people.
Mm. But do you think that the best thing that happened after he got elected is that the media companies' stocks will go up for the sole reason that their ad revenues are up? So he said they actually
Yeah.
gain something by bitching about tariffs over and over
Oh God,
again
yeah.
without
Oh,
knowing that it's not written in stone yet.
right. Nothing with this guy is written in stone. So it's called bluster in politics. For people who don't know what it is, bluster is when you just say these outrageous things. And you get a lot of people that are dictators, third world types that do bluster on a regular basis because it angers people. And you just want people to have emotion. It doesn't have to be good or bad, but as long as they have emotion about you, they feel something. And
Mhm.
that's how people vote, how they feel.
Yeah.
They don't vote on policy. You remember you did that deal on your guy, everybody running what they did, what their degrees were, and everything. And I go, doesn't matter. You can look at them and decide whether you're going to vote.
That's the weird part, right? When I was looking down, to be honest with you, Sean,
Yeah.
looking down a toilet and trying to figure out what floats isn't the fucking worst job when it comes to me picking a politician that I want to go
Right.
back.
Right. Is anyway, so that's kind of where we are here, and we've gone through like a week of the emboldened small white guy with the small
Mhm.
package, and seems to be calming down finally. I mean a little bit.
Okay.
It is it's it's literally the empowerment of the Napoleon complex is what the book should be called. It's small people with big chips on their shoulders and big attitudes walking around like this. And they
Can
always
I
get their asses
can
kicked.
I be a bit of a nerd and a dick to you? Do you know that Napoleon wasn't that short at all? It was just
Really?
something the British did to make sure that the people in England thought that he was a tiny little fucker running around throwing his
Okay.
weight around. He was
That
actually
is
average height,
brilliant.
Sean. He was like 5'8" or something like that. He wasn't
Wow.
like they made
Right.
it look like he was like 4'8" and not able to look
Okay.
over the table.
That's genius. That really is. So
Mhm.
when we look and go, who are the first propaganda machine in the modern era? We
Yeah.
all know who it is. That's pretty good. So what's going on with you guys over there? I mean, you're a few years ahead of us on this stuff. Did you
We
like
seem
that subtle segue? That was pretty good.
almost professional.
Thank you. Back to you, Bob.
That's what I'm going to name this episode.
There, almost professional. Hey, the other
So,
one was pretty good, because I don't get to listen to our stuff a whole bunch. That last one was actually much better than it seemed because I was exhausted when we shot it. So I didn't even remember anything I said,
do
which
you
is
know?
what I'm going to say when people use it against me in a campaign.
Yeah, I usually am just going to be like, dude, that's the middle of my workday and we just talk, so I don't know what I said.
Oh, Lordy. Okay. So you were getting ready to say, I was asking how your stuff's rolling over there.
Here, what the main focus and the main television ads are for a Black Friday sale. Don't ask me why.
Yeah.
The marketing
Are you
companies are
serious? Like
the marketing.
Thanksgiving?
Uh-huh. The marketing companies are here and they're doing Black Friday sales.
Okay. Here's something for you, just because that's so weird. I don't even know what to say.
Hmm.
Um, if you really know what Thanksgiving's about, people were stupid enough to be nice to the white people that were starving to death, and they turned around and killed all of them. So, up in northeastern Oklahoma, up by the border with Kansas, is the tribe that did the first Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
And there's barely a road even going to their reservation. Yeah. Don't don't help the star don't help those people. It doesn't work.
Isn't it
It
weird
doesn't
that
work out.
a place that was ruled by the British Raj celebrating Thanksgivings, not even Thanksgiving proper, but then the sale that comes with it?
Okay, so the Applebee's, the if you look up mediocre for restaurants, Applebee's is the picture that pops up. So they get this lady that was eating there, eating some cheese sticks, and
Mhm.
she pulls them out, and swear to God, the cheese goes this far. I mean, it's an insane shot. Whoever did the shot probably didn't know what they were doing because it was that good.
Mhm.
Okay, so it goes viral, and like 40% of their revenue came off of people eating this cheese off of a viral video that nobody paid any money for. So all of the years of advertising, tens of, in their case, probably billions of dollars over with that many restaurants,
Mhm.
and they get saved by a lady pulling off a cheese stick, mozzarella.
See, that's the thing, right? I don't
Yeah.
understand marketing in our day and age now because I
Doesn't
don't
make
know
any
what the hell
sense.
you're supposed to do.
Okay, so I noticed a video I did like 6 weeks ago, or maybe even 8 or 10 weeks ago, about this coach in Ringling, Oklahoma, named Coombs. He goes to court. He
Hmm.
fakes like he's having a heart palpitation, so he can't get sentenced that day, literally, which means he counted the people in the room and knew he was going to lose. Right?
Hmm.
It's gotten 2.6 million views. I have no idea where. I mean, we originally got 10 or 15,000, which is what I get on stuff like that.
Yeah.
2.6 million.
Oh wow. See, that's the thing, right? I do not know like how these things get to the level where all the algorithms on different platforms pick
Right.
them up. The
Yeah.
weird part is yesterday I was talking to our social media person and she was asking me as to why I don't put more effort into captioning and writing things for my
Why
stand-up
don't you?
because I have a reel that'll come out where it's
Yeah.
doesn't have captions for what I'm saying as a joke. It just says, if you're listening to this, you're educated enough to understand what the hell I'm saying. Otherwise, just go to
That's
YouTube.
pretty good.
Otherwise, go to
That's
YouTube. YouTube does captioning for free. You can read it over there.
that's pretty good. I had a lady on our podcast, not ours, but another one I do with Kit Fairchild, and she's
Mhm.
deaf, and I know her. And she's
Okay.
like, Sean, why don't you have captions? And I was like, I think it's Facebook Live. I didn't know they did captions, but
Hmm.
I can probably go afterwards and do it. But
Yeah.
I would have to read something to be able to do that. And
Uh-huh.
I used to have you around to read that stuff and tell me. Now I'm going to have to read it.
See, the thing is that I used to read and tell you till the point where I got fed up and I was like, give me that damn phone. Go
Just give
do
me
what
the
you're
phone.
doing.
I will just do it. I will just do it. It is so what I do is I think my brain is full. So I don't want to have to lose something to put something new in there that doesn't matter to me.
See, they do say, right? You need to treat your brain like a CPU, where there is only X amount of space in
There
it.
is. So if we only use 5%, that's all we got, right?
Hmm.
You can tell me about the other 95, but if we only use 5, that's all the room I have. And it's basically like right in here. I'm good with it. And then I probably got some CTE from bad sports injuries, motorcycle wrecks, all this other shit. So I'm not even sure I use 5. Let's be honest.
I honestly need to put you on the show, send you a link to the show called QI on the BBC.
Yeah.
It's just a
Okay.
general knowledge show with a panel.
Right.
It's brilliant for the sole reason that on that show is where I figured out that Napoleon wasn't that short, and I realized that this 95% stat is actually wrong.
No way. Why
Yeah,
are you
technically
correcting me today? Is it really?
yeah, apparently we use more than that. It was just some sort of weird headline that they put out when the study came.
Huh. Those those little bastards. My thing is think about how much heat we put off on our brain.
Mhm.
Now, have you ever touched a freshly dead body?
Yeah, I actually
They
have.
yeah, they lose their heat quickly. Like I can't cool meat down in the freezer like that stuff does. It is crazy. So what's the show called? QI or
Yeah,
IQ?
it's called QI. It's a brilliant show. It used to be originally hosted by Stephen Fry, and now there's someone
Yeah.
else. So he basically just
Ah,
asks questions, and
right.
the panel answers what they know. So it's super interesting and funny
So
as well.
I will be wrong. I will be like the comedic talent on there that is always wrong.
Uh
Wow.
huh.
I'm down for that. That's cool. How's the stand up going? I keep seeing clips that are pretty solid. How was Mumbai?
Oh, dude, Mumbai was fun, but I had like one show completely bombed because it was okay. So the first show in the evening went all right. The late night show on day one was fine. The
Right.
last show on day two was bad for the sole reason it was like 21 to 23-year-olds in the audience.
Yeah.
And it was like 10:30, 10:45 at night. And
Yeah.
every act was Hindi, including the host. And I was
Oh wow.
the only thing was introduction where he was like, please welcome our next comic, Deepak. That was the only thing I heard in English. It's like, Jesus, man, this is going to be a rough night.
Wow. Well, at least they didn't storm the stage on you, call you
Mm-mm.
an F and C word, that kind of stuff.
Oh no, I was
I
doing some really brutal stuff, Sean, where I told them I'm going to talk about some serious stuff, but this is more for white people to laugh at. But you guys are my team, okay? We are the brown team. Come with me.
okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Wow. Oh my God. All right. Well, you need to do a bit on flat Black Friday. I mean,
Hmm. I know.
think about Thanksgiving as the day that a whole bunch of natives started the onslaught of genocide. And then the fact that the next day is called Black Friday, which was the other group.
Yeah.
We
The
didn't get
fun
everybody people of color in here, so we're going to call the next day Black Friday just so you feel included.
No, but I find it so ironic that a country ruled by white people is now celebrating Black Friday sales. Like the best description I've ever
Right.
heard of the British Raj in India was one of my old friends who was basically the host of a BBC show. Someone asked him, how would you describe the British Raj in India? And he was like, it was like doing a hangover shit in someone else's bathroom.
The stuff I get to clean up here regularly.
I was like, that's
That's
why Sean will
awesome.
get this joke in a more dirtier way.
Yeah. A little bit of food poisoning. Little what is it? What is it? What do you guys call it when somebody gets sick the first time in Bombay? What are
Oh, they used to call it Delhi Belly, right?
Jelly belly. There you go. Okay. All right. Wow. Jeez. That's brutal. Well, for Thanksgiving here, we're going to my son Gabriel's house and all the kids that are in town. Kyle won't be with us. And so we're gonna have non-Thanksgiving food. So it should be delicious.
Oh yeah, I
I
love it.
know.
Like I love the Thanksgiving meals where someone handed me a tamale when I walked in. I was like, hell yeah, let's roll.
That's that's a real one. So where all this stems from is my wife's family would cook a turkey, but nobody ate it. It just sat on the table. And then everybody ate Italian food because it tasted better.
Yeah.
And then everyone would take some turkey home. And I don't know if they just gave it to the dog, but they felt like they wanted to be American. So they had to have the
Mhm.
turkey
Yeah,
there.
it's for the photograph, Sean.
Right.
Otherwise, it looks
But,
wrong.
and for people that don't know, real turkeys are not big and fat. They're actually skinny and agile. Like, oh my God. So my son Gabriel sends me this picture and he goes, "Hey, there's birds running around my neighborhood." And I go, "Those are turkeys, Gabriel. That's a real turkey." He didn't know.
Oh
So we
wow.
have one in the village that's been
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
jumping
The
up on
resident
people's
one.
houses for still there. I mean,
Do you
it
know?
still
Do you
does.
know my
It's
dog Daisy used to get scared of it and come running inside the house?
no.
Anytime she came charging inside the house, I knew that damn turkey was in my
Okay,
backyard.
that's hilarious. So I had looked at a menu of one of the first president's formal dinner that they had, and that's all. It was whatever you could kill, because there was
Mhm.
no refrigeration, and it was pretty fascinating menu. I just look at it now and go, so we've got this big, grotesquely over-breasted. It's like a bad strip show. I
Mhm.
mean, just gigantic, just boobs galore, and that's what everybody eats. And then what do you do with the rest of it? Have you seen the in a can Thanksgiving? It's got 7 layers of stuff.
Oh no.
Okay, after we get finished here, and for anybody that listens, Google it. It's Thanksgiving in a can, and it's all the different layers of stuff from like stuffing to peas to turkey and dessert in the same can, and you just turn it upside down.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it exists, and it's
Hey, your volume went off.
oh
Oh, there
well,
you're back. There you're back. You're back. You're
did
back.
that work now?
Yeah.
Probably my alarm to tell me to get up to do the show because I usually don't listen to
Sorry, you were saying Thanksgiving in a can?
it. And it can. And so it's literally layer after layer after layer of meat, veg, potatoes, this whole deal, and then dessert.
Ugh.
Right.
Who the hell came
But
up
don't
with
you?
this?
Well, I would think it was probably like World War II or World War One. They were trying to make them feel not so bad for over there
Yeah.
dying because one of the German empires was trying to take over one of the other German empires that disguises themselves as British. Am I right or wrong on that one on your UV show?
QI,
On your
yes.
hold on. Am I right or wrong on your IUD show? Which is, I think they should have that show, but like the low IQ version,
Hmm.
because there is nobody more sure of themselves.
Yeah.
Nobody. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that would be priceless. Maybe we need to do that show.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of telling you that we need to have like a general knowledge segment on the show where we just talk
Right.
about basic
Yeah.
shit that we learned in school.
Right.
But Sean,
Well,
think about it. The problem is that the demographics that watches this podcast is not actually, they probably be like, why are these idiots talking about things I already know? Because it's
right.
not the people
Yeah.
who don't know this shit who are tuning in, are they?
Right. We need to be on TV after 10 p.m. doing that and
Hmm.
get new guests because you could have all the guests in the world for free on that one. That may be a moneymaker.
Oh, yeah.
What would even be better here is it'd be local. And we got Dave from Sepulpa. Just throw the names behind it. So we have a town called Eva, Oklahoma. We have a
Okay.
town named Pink, Oklahoma.
Oh, Pink, I
I
know.
mean, yeah. I mean, you can roll through just the towns from. We got Goaty Bow. So if you had Dave's brother Dave from Goaty Bow on, I mean, man, we might be on this. That might do better than our governor. Oh, governor. Okay, governor.
Like even like some of the names, I still find them fascinating when I hear them somewhere. Like someone
Yeah.
was asked, I asked someone yesterday, like, where are you driving through? And he was like, I think somewhere in Potawatomi County. And I was like, hmm. I was like, I think there are places that I can pronounce better that are in India.
Right. Yeah. And we call it Pot County for short, not just because they used to grow a lot of pot, because they
Mhm.
did, but that's the only way to get through it. Okay. Let me, I know we're probably closing out here. So both the governor and crazy Ryan Walters, who's just off the rails, he is so upset that he didn't get this job and got beat out by the World Wrestling Federation promoter that
Mhm.
he just won't quit. And he's just on every day. He's just trying to get on the news.
Oh, wow.
I'm embarrassed for him at this time. Like I'm no longer making fun of him. I'm trying to do videos going, hey, he did get prayer back in school. I mean, they're praying for him to leave, but it's back in school. So he and Kevin Stitt, this lady went to Tulsa City Council and
Mhm.
gave basically a Greek mythology prayer. And so both of them do public videos saying it's a satanic prayer because they don't know the difference. Pre-Christianity, there was no Satan.
Mhm.
Pre-Christianity, it was just blah, 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 blah.
Where
Your
the hell
people,
where the hell did I see that this morning where I was scrolling and it said Satan 1 star would not try, and it was basically the review of the Bible. I
that,
don't know where, I can't
that's
remember where I
fine.
saw it.
Well, think of it. You didn't have Satan before you had, Jesus or a version of Jesus God because you had to have the polar opposite, the good and the
Mhm.
bad. So our religion seemed to be based off of yours originally, and then we just kind of made it suit us a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. So let me ask you something on our closing thing on this thing. So this friend of mine that's a preacher in Tulsa, and I've known him since he was about 16 years old. He
Mhm.
said, do you believe in heaven? And I said, I don't think so. I said, I think you can have moments of what would appear to be heaven here on earth, but I don't think there's an actual place up in the clouds. So here's my deal. I go to Spanish Mass. The translation in Spanish for heaven is in the clouds,
Mhm.
in el cielo, in the seal, not the ceiling, but clouds. So you go, is that it? Is that as good as it gets? You just ride a cloud around? I mean, that sounds pretty boring.
Mhm.
So I'm interested to see later today how the feedback comes from that.
I'm
I'm
waiting
going
for
to get
this.
preached at.
I do know that once this goes out, I'm gonna get some weird fucking comments on it.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Then,
Undoubtedly. Well, and tell them before they say that deal in Tulsa was satanic to go actually Google it. It's not.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
God. This is when I miss the druids because they're so fucking
Oh, yeah.
boring.
My people. My people. We probably invented the original Black Friday because we're like, oh my God, the sun is gone. We're all going to die. That was our version of God.
There is the sun is gone thing is actually a fascinating quote for me, and one of my favorites for the sole reason that there's an old bit on the BBC that I watched when I was like maybe really young, always stuck with me about how human beings have ruined the world with the use of money. Have you ever
Yeah.
tried showing money to a four-legged beast? It just looks like a freaking idiot.
That's pretty good. That's
Mhm.
pretty good. All right, my homie. I just made a huge batch of beef and Guinness, which you would have thoroughly
Oh,
enjoyed, but
oh
you
yeah.
will not be enjoying. Yeah, God, I mean, I'd like literally enough for probably 40 or 50. But yeah,
Mm.
we're gonna get that stuff rolling. Well, happy Black Friday to you.
Thank you.
And I think the idea of Thanksgiving could work for almost anybody. Find something to be thankful for.
No, yeah,
You know,
that would
right?
be.
I'm thankful for we've got free comedy over the next 4 years, but I'm going to be 65 by the time this BS is done.
Mhm.
I don't know if I have
Okay.
the temperament for it.
I can imagine. Oh god. Yeah, Sean,
Yeah,
I'll be in my 40s by the time this thing is done.
isn't that crazy? Jesus. All right, man. Tell your mom happy Black Friday. Tell your sister happy Black Friday. All right.
Away.
See ya. Bye.